Hey, everybody, have a wonderful opportunity this evening to interview a lady who's known as Coach Kibi, and she is going to, I'm going to ask her about her experience from a class called Nourish Your Life. Nourish Your Life by Coach Nicole Connor. And Nicole is actually from the Sierra Mountains in California. And first-time program, she's getting it out there. Nourish Your Life. Kibi, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself. We call you Coach, and why we call you Coach, and what you think, what drew you to this class that Nicole put together.
Well, thanks for having me, Wes. I'm a full-time mom. I'm a full-time wife, full-time in my career. I have a couple businesses on the side as well. And then just more importantly, as far as me, I love building relationships and community, and that's kind of what drove Nicole and I to meet. She is a part of my community, and I've watched her growth over the last couple years and watched her go through the integrative of health nutrition. I think that's right. IIN class. Anyway, got her certification. She is a health coach, and I've watched her grow and offered a class. And so I took a pilot, and she and I have been working together on this class for about 6 months. So truly excited for her. And yeah, back to you, Wes.
Well, you know, when you said integrative health coach, and that we've done some interviews, I've done some interviews with Nicole. I always thought her class was going to be about health, eating healthy foods, taking care of yourself. Maybe you can elaborate. Nourish Your Life is more. In fact, it's totally outside of that, right?
Yeah, it's way more. It's truly, I tell people, be ready for a breakthrough in your life, an inner core breakthrough. It deals with your inner core and inner person. It is health, but on the plate, like Nicole talks about, on your plate, you're not going to get your food and your health right if your spiritual life's off, or if your relationships are off. So she really does a deep dive in all the pillars of life. And then if needed, there's additional coaching in that area if you need it. I love her class and how it starts off with the wheel. You've been around, you keep hearing about the circle of this wheel of life, or circle wheel that people talk about. And it's kind of a prerequisite to the class. So she's going to hand that out to you at first, and you're going to really evaluate those areas, see where you need the extra, and there's some questionnaire with it too to guide you so that you're answering it, faithfully. Because the more transparent you are, of course, the more growth. But I've literally watched people have breakthrough in this class, and I'll share even something that really helped me when we get there. But that is what it's about. It's not about just food. Yes, there's some things about your health in there, but it's everything on the plate, and it's nourishing all areas of your life, which is what it's called, Nourish Your Life. Back to you, Wes.
I know I've heard Nicole talk about that wheel, and she says you don't want, if you got a flat spot on your wheel, that creates problems in your life. And, I'm looking over her syllabus here, and she talks about relationships. She talks about how to nourish your mind, your body, how to take care of your body with sleep, and also your career and your life, your work life. Kibi, you're a coach's coach, so you're the coach coaching the coach. What did I'm sure you had some takeaways, some breakthroughs yourself. There was something you got out of this class. Maybe you can highlight maybe the most pivotal thing that you took out of her class, something that you have implemented in your life that's helped you, because you're a busy lady.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the one thing that helped me was, I think it was week 2. In week 2, we talked about, and I won't give away the whole class, but we talked about the 5 love languages. And a lot of people could go read that book. I've read it 100 times. But when you take a class and you have a coach guiding you, like Coach Nicole, you can have literally a breakthrough. So for me, I had read the love languages. I knew about it, but I didn't really know my husband's love language. And I thought it was this, and he thought mine was this. And just in that week, when we got together and I taught him what she showed me, because that's the beauty of this class. You can, take this to your spouse or get other people involved. And anyway, we got this special app, and we have reminders telling us to do certain things for each other. And that's where I needed help. my marriage is great, but I neglect my family because I work a lot. So my time is very valuable with them, and I have to keep myself balanced to the point to where I do have a coach on balance. So my mentor and coach that I work with keeps me accountable to not working all the time. Okay, so that's kind of my weakness, is I work a lot, and my family suffers for that. And I know long term that I can work as hard as I want, but how do I have a successful business when everything at home is disarray because of the sacrifice? So I don't want that for my family. I truly want to spend that valuable time with them, and I want the relationship to be meaningful, and I want to do my part. Even if he doesn't do his, I want to do my part in speaking his love language. So I learned a lot. I mean, you'll learn a whole lot in her class, but that was truly moving for me, just her approach. And then the other thing, it was so good that I said, you need a class on this. You are good at this. So she actually has a second program outside of Nourish that will be the 5 love languages for either couples or singles. It doesn't matter. You can do either or, and it can truly improve your life. So another thing I love about Coach Nicole's program is that you look at that wheel and you go through a few basics. You go through some fundamentals each week. You're learning from each area or each part of that wheel. It's like a pie chart, you know. And then you really can drill down more and take another class or get some extra coaching in that area. But I'll tell you, Wes, when I got done with the class, and the class is like 6 weeks, I started implementing what I learned in week 2. My wheel had significantly changed by the end of the class, just from applying the skill I learned on my relationship end. So anyway, back to you. I know it was a lot.
Well, no, that was really good. That was really good. You brought out some points. And one of the points I want to ask you is there's a lot of information covered. I'm just looking through her syllabus here, and every week there's a bunch thrown at you. Does she give you things that you can take with you? I mean, you actually have something you can take from the class that you can look back on and review? Because certainly somebody's not going to learn all this in 6 weeks, correct?
Right. So what she will do is that wheel that you look at, you will retake at the end. So then there's a coaching call. This is great. With her program, you get a coaching call. I think it's an hour. So after you've went through the 6 weeks, you dove into the material, you really evaluate the area, because after 6 weeks, you're going to see where you need the most help. And you know, right? So then you get that coaching call, and then there's direction. So what I love about Coach Nicole's program is that there may be an extra layer of what you need, but it could either be connecting to a book or connecting to another mentor or connecting to another program she has. Or maybe it's just one-on-one coaching, but she's going to recommend for you what you need next to keep that muscle growing. And I'll tell you this too, some folks that have taken her class, they have testified, and I heard with my own ears that, hey, my wheel looked like this, and then 3 months later, it got a balance again. So it's like, this is something we have to work on all the time, right? Nicole has to work on it. I have to work on it, and keeping our pillars of life, the spiritual, the mind, the financial life, the health life. I mean, we're no good without our health. So, which, by the way, Nicole will also be implementing a food prep program to help with the food part. So all areas of the plate is what she's talking about, to nourish your body inside out and all the pillars of life.
That's good stuff. And I'm glad you brought that up. The collaboration in the Zoom, real quick, the collaboration in the Zoom, that brings a lot more to the table, doesn't it? I mean, you get points from everybody.
Yeah. So the way her class works, just like all of our classes in the community, because Nicole is part of this community, the CCC is what we call it. But we believe in, number one, commitment. When you sign up for a class, make the commitment you're going to follow through all the way. This is your investment into yourself, and it's really not going to work if you're not showing up, right? So then what Nicole does is she gives out a video each week, and you have a certain amount of time to watch it. Some of it's real meat and potatoes, so you may want to watch twice, but you have enough time to do that. Then you're going to meet on group with other people going through the same thing. So there's something about coming in agreement with other people, talking out, and you've seen this, Wes, firsthand. That collaboration piece with other people is magical, magical. We piggyback off of each other. We can let down our weaknesses and really thrive together and lock arms together as a community, which is the other word is community, which Coach Nicole believes in all of this. And she believes in helping people. So I'll just kind of close with, you know, who Nicole is and how I know her and why I would refer people to her. I trust Nicole. She has integrity. She does what she says, and she truly wants to serve people. And she keeps God first. So she really wants God to just lead her to the people that he wants her to help, and she become that messenger for him to help either restore relationships, restore health, restore the mind, restore whatever area of life people need help with. So I'm truly grateful and blessed to know Nicole and watch her growth, and she has truly grown, and she's definitely a top coach in my eyes. So back to you, Wes.
Kiwi, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me. Anything else you want to add as I close this out? You pretty much answered my last two questions right there. I have two more questions for you. I wanted to hear a little bit more about Nicole and what you could tell us about her personality and what kind of person she is, and if you'd recommend the class. But you answered that. Anything else?
I highly recommend the class. And I would just say that if you're thinking about getting started, classes like Nicole's go for thousands of dollars. And eventually maybe she'll have that price. But, you know, she's in a foundational stage. She's getting started and building a full-time coaching program. So I would say get started now. Do not delay. You want to be pioneers. You want to be founding members of Nicole, because she's going to take people, you know, she's really going to help people and restore their health and help them. And so you want to be one of those people that she helped. So a proven result.
Yes, I concur with that. And, you know, there's a great need for what she's bringing here, the offering that she's bringing, because just look around at the people that we deal with each and every day in life. We're really, I mean, if you looked at her wheel, like she talks about, a lot of us are riding around on flat tires. I mean, we've got areas of our life that are way out of whack, and we're so caught up in our own worlds that we don't even know it. And she brings that self-awareness together in her class. So, thanks again, Kiwi. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I encourage anyone watching this interview, check it out. Get with Nicole. I'm sure she offers a free consultation. She'll give you some more information on what her class details or entails altogether. Thanks for watching, everybody.